Hey guys, Andrew Keen from KeenOnTheMarket.com. This is your opening bell for 4/24/2013. What do I see going on? I see Apple moving lower. Apple moving lower here. Apple down $12. The market is moving higher. BYD, I'm long some calls in BYD. I'm going to raise my offer in the BYD calls to 175 now, and then I'll offer the balance at 2. So I'm offering a quarter of my calls at 175, and then I'll put the balance at 2. The market looks pretty strong this morning. Credit Suisse higher, Delta unchanged, ETFC and Ericsson both higher, FDO higher, Apple 495, MBI up 4 cents. I do not have any positions in MBI. Magellan up 17 cents. I'm still long some Magellan calls. GT actually moving up nicely here. I'm going to offer some GT calls at 40, 50, 60. I like to piece out of my positions a little bit more than just holding it, waiting for that home run. I'd rather hit singles. FDO, I'm going to offer some of my calls, a third of my calls out at 120. I paid 85 cents for these. Then I'll offer them at 150, and then I'll hold the balance for $2, 160, and then I'll hold the balance for $2. So I just sold, let's see what I just sold. I think I sold some Boyd calls. So BYD, I just sold some, SYMC, sorry, SYMC, I just sold some calls. SYMC, I sold a quarter of the SYMC calls for 50 cents. So exit to close and filled. I sold 25% of SYMC, May 25 calls for 50 cents. I paid 46. So this was down a bunch of money, and now I'm getting some of the money back here in SYMC. So SYMC, getting some money back here in SYMC. So SYMC, I've sold some calls out. I have more offered higher. Viacom B, I see moving back up. I'll offer some of those calls out. Futures up 3 right now. VOCS. These are offered at 370. That's 25 cents over. I just sold some Boyd calls for 175. Sold 50% of Boyd calls I have left for 175. These are SEP 9 calls. So Boyd, I sold some Boyd calls out. BYD, I sold some calls out here. BYD, I just sold some calls out. SPOO's up 2.5. Apple getting right back to 400. GM, weekly 30.5 calls, trading 16 cents. GM, weekly calls being bought. GM, weekly calls being bought. GM, weekly calls being bought. Not taking a trade in those, but I think those are not a bad setup. GM, weekly 30.5 calls trading. BAC, we talked about calls being bought yesterday in BAC. I didn't take the trade yesterday. Stock is raging. It's up a buck. So yesterday, paper bought a bunch of calls in BAC. I didn't take a trade in that, and the stock is raging higher here. BAC to the long side. Boyd working out nicely. GT actually up today. LNC higher. Where's Delta at? Delta down 11 cents. Netflix up $5. Riverbed up. SanDisk up. SU up. Viacom B actually up. VOCS lower. These puts they sold. VOCS getting crushed here. Smoked. Getting absolutely smoked. Surprised they haven't come in to buy these yet. 13,000 is short, 13,700 of these. So they're long a lot of stock. Kim up, Linta up, LNC up. BAC, I did not buy any of those calls. Did anybody get any June 17 calls in BAC? I talked about those yesterday. BAC, paper bought a bunch of BAC. BAC. BAC, paper bought a bunch of calls. Apple rallying back here. Interesting to see Apple rallying back here. Huge bar here. I don't think it sets up good to the long side on the 15. Ericsson up 20 cents today. GT calls are 30 bid. If I wanted to get out of my GT calls for a small loser, I could. Viacom B up 40 cents. Futures are up 2 points right now. Boyd raging higher here. So I still have a small position left in Boyd. I've been taking off profits in Boyd here, BYD. Let's see what I just got rid of there. VOCS just getting crushed. I can either sell puts or I can buy stock here. The SEP 12 puts are $4.20 almost right here. So VOCS, I can either sell puts or I can buy calls. Or I could buy stock, sorry. VOCS just getting crushed. VOCS getting crushed here. Look at that offer size. Someone might be puking their stock out here in VOCS. Huge offer size. Look at the bid and the offer. Wish I didn't buy that stock last night at 961. Technically have more to sell. The guy that's short these put might have to be selling stock against it, against this trade. SEP 12 puts went to a buck. VOCS. And I found out what VOCS actually does. They own constant contact, or eye contact. KMB, May 105 calls being sold. It's short stock restricted. That should be better for me. SWKS June 23 calls being sold. SWKS June 23 calls being sold. Our GT call is still 30 bid. I was thinking about just punishing all those. Boyd, I took some profits today. The stock's up 75 cents in BYD. Haven't seen any unusual option activity I want to trade. I see July 12 calls being sold in Ericsson. Where's Panera at? Panera down $7. That call flies worth 0, basically. I consider it worth 0. So we got SU on the daily. Looking to sell my SU calls and just call it a day. I'm offering these at 18 cents. Some money's better than no money. That way I don't have to look at SU anymore. SanDisk working okay. I was going to sell some all my Riverbed calls at 80 if someone wants them. I was trying to sell EMC call spreads yesterday and everybody told me not to. EMC, oh, now up on the day. Netflix up $7. So that concludes the opening bell for 4/4/23/2013. If you guys have any questions, you want to check out the live trading room in more depth, shoot me an email, Andrew@keenonthemarket.com. Thanks, guys.